are in. Indeed, as you have said, with the Royal Champion charge, but it is the Root Riders, and he has to invest a couple of invis really early on to redirect her.
Pushing her through this Ricochet Cannon, continuing into the core. Can P. Castro, yeah, I was going to say get more value, but no, because he's out of invisibility spells, pulls her back, and the Roots are down. P. Castro wants to deliver it with another 3-star. He was able to get one before. Can he repeat that as the Royal Champion is redeployed, pairs in that troop launcher? Be launching Barbarians, Giants, Wall Breakers out in front, as the Queen is placed to the bottom side, trying to be behind a Golem, which isn't actually a max level there. So P. Castro, not the benefit of some max level troops, as he tries to continue to push in towards his Town Hall, as he does find a Tornado Trap, spinning him around.
Yeah, he has to make sure that the mortar is going down quickly, otherwise all of the troops are going around. But I am... the Royal Champion at least going inside, but everything else going around the outside. And this now is going to be tricky to be recovered.
Yeah, with that Royal Champion in the core, luckily grabbing the Town Hall, but can't get much after that as everything is pathing around and all these traps are waiting, these troops, and the Root Riders are gone. They've just vanished. And that Tornado Trap really was a huge problem, stalling him up and then preventing him from pushing into that Town Hall.
And he's right now even struggling to get the 2nd star with the percentage. Yes, he has the King and Queen ability, but I mean, otherwise, a lot of buildings are well covered, so picking up many percentages might be tricky. I hope that Castro can recover this to some degree to make sure that this opening attack is not going to decide the match right away. But I think Synchronic can be happy with how the attack right now is looking like.
Absolutely. Only one Rage spell left, has handful of Super Barbs to try to grab percent around the edge. But the Queen is dead. Giant is trying to get the value. And the Super Barbs moving through, and the defensive Rage off to the right goes off, and it's a low percent. It's going to be in the 70s. Does send in the Rage off to the right to try to help Rage up the Wizard, help Rage up the Super Barb. But only 2 Super Barbs left in a minion, and that's all he's going to be able to get. It's about a 76, maybe? No, a 75% 2-star. Huge momentum shifts, and then deliver with 1-stars after that. General X, speaking of 1-stars, did get a 1-star in his previous attack, and it was due to the Blimp, where he didn't protect it with the Warden Eternal Tome. So he missed the Warden ability for the Blimp. So let's see if he's keeping that in the back of his mind and he can recover from that previous attack of his, as dragons are down, and we have that Queen continuing her way off to the right, which is setting the funnel for the dragons, and then he'll Blimp all the way across and have 3 clones, and he could possibly go with Super Minions or the Yeti cloned out of the Blimp.
Yeah, Warden is catching the Blimp this time. Now let's wait if there's maybe a Tornado Trap or something. The Sweeper is pushing once. The Black Mines are getting tanked, but the Blimp is opening early. But with this clone street, like with the overlapping clones, he should get that tunnel even with the Tornado Trap. The Dragons, though, in the core with all of those multi-inferno towers, they are suffering quite a bit.
They are, but still has a Royal Champion to deploy. The Minion Prince ability doesn't hit the best angle, didn't hit that air defense. Now he's taking a deep breath. You can see him reacting there. He still has troops and spells to deploy, so it's not over just yet, as this Royal Champion will have to clutch this up. A Skeleton spell, maybe onto that Ground Expo. No, lets it hit the Queen, and that was nice. Actually smart, because then the Ground Expo stays distracted while the Queen can get healed up.
Yeah, really nice Royal Champion usage, making sure this 2nd layer of defense is getting taken care of. The Queen doesn't need to worry about. He will use a Skeleton spell for sure to distract that merged cannon, because that can deal a lot of damage to that Royal Champ. But it was a little bit too late, and this means the Royal Champ is getting targeted. He has to use the ability, but there is still a lot of base on the back end, and still that Giga Bomb.
There is a Giga Bomb. The defensive Minion Prince has to use the Ice Golem Invis spell. The Giga Bomb's gonna be nasty. Ice Golem, maybe. I feel like the Ice Golem's a little too late there. Ice Golem, if it was earlier, could have froze this area up. RC is dead, and it came down to the mistake, I think, of the RC getting it targeted by the Ricochet Cannon. But hold on. With 1 Invis spell left, that might be the saving grace for him to keep this one alive with only 34 seconds left.
Oh no, time is ticking, and remember, heroes are dealing less damage in hard mode. So this queen has to speed things up quite a bit. He's trying to take down... Oh, the wizard tower is low!
Whoa.
That could be massive. The archers and the headhunter. As soon as the air defense is gone, he can deploy the minion now. Use the invis spell maybe or something. I don't know. Okay, he's doing exactly that, but it is going to be... I don't know. It's too close.
Yes! Wow, he does deliver the 3-star. I thought from his reaction, like maybe he didn't get it, but no.
Direction. So let's see if he's doing exactly that on this base as well.
I don't know. I feel there's only 5 rocket balloons. I think these rocket balloons would be used for the back end dragons for an air defense. Because I think you would need more for funneling, right? And as he has plenty of invis, he could use an invis to funnel the RC where he wants to go. And then wherever the dragons fly through... Oh, no, you are right. Okay. I was going to say he's going to snipe an air defense for it. I don't know why I ever questioned you, Itsu. You're always right. You're always right.
I wouldn't say that, but I just have seen exactly this approach from Tribe, so that's why I was quite confident. Like, they have done this when I watched one of their matches in the second stage, and so trying to get that Royal Champ into the core. A lot of damage on her, though, and this is not going to be easy because he has no invisibility spells left because he had to invest so many of them to really make sure the Royal Champ is pathing in there. And this is costly. This is really costly because if you would have taken care of those buildings in the core, the obvious value is, well, the buildings are dealing no damage. But something as well, which is maybe even more important, is that no troops would have went in that part of the base, and if there are black mines, red mines, such things, well, that would be completely useless, and that is something really important about this Royal Champ in charge, to take down all of the buildings in the area so the dragons can skip it, because let's see if there's any air traps now as the dragons approach this.
Oh, there they are, right next to the core of this base where the spitter is, as he tries to... Oh, wait, this town hall is a little awkward here, as he's trying to rage these dragons pushing in, but the town hall remains. The defensive king, the best air defense in the game, is standing right next to the town hall. Luckily, it's on the other side, but he is going to be able to secure the town hall here. Barely grabbing that town hall. Mini Prince is still alive, but the dragons are all gone. Unfortunately, all those invis spells did not get the best value that he was looking for with them, and that then caused the dragons to take so much more damage than he planned, and they went down.
Yeah, this is not looking good right now for Tribe. They have had an incredible performance in their first match, but right now they're really struggling versus the bases of Synchronic. And I mean, we know how good Synchronic is on the defensive side. It just felt like they had an off match in their first upper bracket one. But seeing the first attack of Canada X, they are here to play. And they're showing exactly that on offense and on defense.
Yeah, with the Rocket Balloon trying to sneak in and grab that Ricochet Cannon, try to hit that 80%. No, it does stay up. Won't have enough time for the army cap at the top side of this base. So that is now another 2-star, 79% for Nebrax here. Now if Synchronic were to deliver another 3-star...
Synchronic?
Yeah, he's got to have the giant gauntlet. Wait, he doesn't even have a king. I was going to say he's got the giant gauntlet and activated the ability. My goodness, Philip, get ready. But there is no king into this attack, as it is going to be a giant arrow through to the right side and the Royal Champion charging towards this town hall.
Yeah, right now the Royal Champ avoiding the town hall a little bit. He has to reinvest a couple of invis spells to keep the Royal Champ going. We had the Archer Queen with the Angry Jelly. And take a look at that. The Angry Jelly stayed alive and is now taking out that cannon on her. Like, what? Wait, are the archers enough to take it out? That would be...
Oh, wow.
Is it not defending himself?
No,
what?
It's not. It's not defending itself whatsoever.
Oh, the cannon.
Oh.
No.
Just drop one balloon, you're good. Well, let's see this RC making her way through the core. Another invis. He's now completely out of spells. As that RC, I'd say, got some nice value there. She's going to go down, and then here comes the dragon.
And he even gets that Clan Castle as a building as well, and is triggering all of the core traps with the Phoenix. So Really nice job to him. The pathing looks amazing from the top right side. He will use the siege barracks to funnel everything further in, having the minion prince in there as well. Early warden ability, but I feel like, especially versus the poison tower, that is great value.
Yeah, protecting them early, pushing through this air defense. Does have one baby dragon to the top side, slowly working through that king. So that will be valuable for later in the attack, as he will be looking for the cleanup. As he continues to move around, get ready for the minion prince ability, probably through the storage, maybe. No, he's hanging on to it for later, so he can hit the back end, probably near that scatter shot.
Yeah, but again, we have the merged multi-gear tower at the bottom side, and that thing is so scary. It can melt dragons so quick. Take a look at this. There were quite a few dragons, and now there's no dragons. That thing is so crazy. And especially if you take a look at the numbers, in a rage tower in hard mode, in this shorter range, this defense is having like 1,236 DPS or something crazy. That is insane.
That is a lot of damage, but he's hanging on for dear life as that defensive queen's over there pairs in the baby dragon to the wizard tower, trying to pick off the scatter shot. The sneezy is there distracting the queen. The yetis are trying to make their way through. The dragons under the poison spell are going to get picked off. The scatter was gone. The air defense, though, picking the dragons off. And the enemy queen with these defenses are just too much. And it's going to be a 96% 2-star here for Philip. So close, but that keeps that door open for Tribe. As long as Tribe were to get 2 stars, then they could cross their first wars. Both got sent down, so there is pressure here as Riqueras is looking to deliver, coming in with that Raw Champion and the Dragons. 10 more invises to use. As can this Raw Champion get that value, pushing your way in towards that multi, and then eventually towards the Spitter.
Yeah, and he has used again those rocket tunes to redirect the Royal Champion further into the base to make sure that pathing is set up and she's going into that core. Because having those kind of like endless invis Royal Champion charges, they're just so strong. And especially then having the ability of the Royal Champ inside the core of the base is giving you so much power.
Yeah, it looks like the RC does get Path to the bottom side, pops their ability. She's going towards this Town Hall here, takes out the Ricochet Cannon. Another invis for the RC has 4 more, so she could actually secure this Town Hall. And the Town Hall does go down. Remember, no recall, so this RC won't be getting pulled back, as he's just going to look to grab the multi-arch tower now. And that is some good value. Didn't get the spitters, but the value, I like it there.
Yeah, the value looks solid, but I feel like it's always such an important thing to really create great pathing for the dragons. And I'm not sure if the pathing is good enough to really get this 3-star in as well. We have, as always, the foreigners inside the core. And that thing is so annoying with spawning those fire mites. It's really annoying to overcome. And the great thing as a defender, it's attacking air as well.
It is. But let's see as Riqueras flies with air through the right side with the dragons. And he does pair in a siege barracks to help that queen to the left side with the P.E.K.K.A.s. Move into the defensive queen over there. Get ready for a Warden Eternal Tome. It's all about this perfect ability. Need to be used at the right time. Protect everything, moving their way into the cores. It looks like a lot of dragons are actually pathing off the far right side, which can be okay as long as you clear the core with something.
Ooh, when is he going to use the Minion Prince ability right now? It's locked onto those spitters. He wants to have it go into the direction of the client castle. Oh, a little bit early in this minute. The monolith is not covered. And this back end again looks so scary with the entire Tesla farm. But Carbon, take a look at this top side. There's many dragons alive.
There are dragons there, but the Minion Prince comes back to life with the Phoenix. That's clutch. Trying to continue getting the value through the core. Triggers the Giga Bomb. Moving through the multi. The multi is going to go down to the Phoenix. Super Minion grabs the defense. That goes down, and now it's up to the dragons. You don't need to kill the Minion Prince on defense, but the Super Minion does. Oh my goodness, 15 seconds. Can he have enough time with these 3 dragons?
10 seconds left on this one, and the Wizard Tower is getting repaired. The Beerheart is alive, and in 5 seconds, I don't think the dragons are so low. The dragons are even going down, so I feel like it would have been even a power fail. It is a high percent.
Here in this monthly finals, as Leo is in with what looks to be the Root Riders as well.
Yeah, we have an opening with the Royal Champion charge. And this time, instead of having Rocket Loons, we have a Yeti to really push that Royal Champion to the right direction. We have the Royal Champion, though, now locked onto the Barbarian King. He has to turn that invisible, but okay, another invisibility has to be invested. So that's, yet again, we have seen that earlier, a lot of invisibility spells invested to redirect that hero. And right now, oh, that Gigabot will hurt. That will hurt a lot.
Oh,
Yep.
no. Couldn't even recall her, too. So this could be a potentially huge defense here for Picastro of Tribe Gaming. As the blimp lands, trying to take out this multi-arch tower, and Itsu, if he doesn't clear a good enough funnel to get those reroutes back to the Town Hall, it could be a 1-star.
He's going in from the bottom side, so what he has to do is to somehow create a split, I guess. And maybe the troops are going to path from the Inferno Tower to the Town Hall. But otherwise, you see the defensive street of defense is leading away from the Town Hall. And now it always depends, like, where are the Root Riders going? Are they going for the Town Hall or not?
Oh, they are.
They are going for the Town Hall, so he did a good job entering from this bottom side. And this means they enter into the Town Hall, but they're now in between of every single defense. Like, the multi-Inferno Towers are beaming onto those troops, the Expos, everything is firing. So he has to use that overgrowth to somehow tank for them. But right now, the attack is all over the place, and it's really tricky to recover, but let's see if he can do it.
He does have the recall, so what is he going to decide to recall here, since it was meant for the Royal Champion? But he's just in that 2-star recovery mode at this point, trying to get as much percentage because he knows it went south real quick with that Royal Champion getting killed off. The overgrowth has worn away. Skeleton spell into the Monolith as he continues to push through. Troops up and around, but I would guess you're going to recall maybe the Queen and just send her to the outside after the Monolith is secured. Yeah, okay, there it is. Pulls the Queen away. I would send her to the far left. Yeah, there you go. The far left side, so she can go and get that value, get those few buildings. But unfortunately, this one is not going to be a high percentage for Leo. And it's going to be probably lower than the lowest attack so far, which was P. Castro. And now this really could start to change things in this match that Tribe was looking for.
I mean, that was crazy. Unfortunately, a really not good executed Royal Champion charge. Having to invest firstly in an invisibility spell to redirect the Royal Champ versus the King, and then turning the Inferno Tower invisible to, like, yeah, that's for sure. And Kronos is trying to change this with a Royal Champion charge on his own. Skipping that Archer Tower, making sure that the aura is dealing as much damage as possible. And his goal of this one is to get that Monolith out of the way if possible. Skipping the Expo as well to deal as much damage as possible. But Carbon, I think the Royal Champ would go to the Mortar, right? So he has to turn that invisible. There we go, the Royal Champ slowly making her way towards that Monolith. Another invisibility has to be invested. And that's, again, a lot of invisibility spells used early on into the attack.
Yeah, but he does pull that Royal Champion back. Root Rider straight in towards this Town Hall. We saw a previous attack from Pete Castro going in towards this Town Hall, and it did not get a bunch of value because a Tornado Trap was waiting there. Let's see if that is the choice here on defense with Einstein, as there might be a Tornado Trap as he makes this push in towards the Town Hall, as the Siege Barracks and Queen are coming to the bottom side to help force this funnel into that base.
Yeah, but so far there's not many traps popping up, so that is good news for Kronos right there. But he has to use the one of these to protect that Royal Champion as well, protect all of his troops. The Tornado Trap is now at the bottom side, triggered by something, where the Queen now, though, is walking inside the base and not funneling the outside.
With the King ability now going off, can get value with that Giant Gauntlet, but slowly trying to push. No, he backtracks, goes to the left. You can see a little bit of a nod from Kronos. He didn't like what happened. 7 more Super Barbs to use, drops that Rage in, and he's not liking it. Defensive Rage on the backside goes off. Air Skelly's pop. Queen goes off to the left. Does have Super Barbs to try to send in around the base, but the Root Riders have all but disappeared.
Yeah, and I think the disappointment for him came from the timing with the Royal Champion ability, because he used the Royal Champion ability with the Rocket Spear as he was standing in, like, pretty much every defense, so he used the ability really, really late, and this has resulted in only, I think, 2 shots of the Rocket Spears going out, and then she died right away. And this is another low percentage. Even though Tribe had now the chance of coming back, they can't get the 3 stars versus the bases of Synchronic, it seems like. It's the
SYNCRONIC to look to take down Kronos' base as he's coming in with a fireball. Yeah, Einstein does really like to bring a fireball attack, and it's going to be a fireball with some rocket loons.
Yeah, and I mean, if there is an attack which is risky, it is this one. The Warden can go down so quickly if you're not paying attention for only 1 second. Well, he has to make sure that he is the multitasking king to pull this off. He's adding a couple of rocket loons to support that Warden, triggering trap, dealing damage as well, because he wants to make sure that this Warden is moving quickly, not take too much damage, and not happy. He's keeping the Warden alive, but this is exactly what I meant. Not paying attention for 1 second, and this Warden is gone.
Gotta keep your Warden alive as he sends some rocket loons to the bottom. There's earthquakes, invis, and it lands and hits the monolith and takes down the core. As the Warden will continue through the top side, and typically an attack like this, you tend to solo that Warden, meaning you leave that Warden to charge his way through a base on his own. He could send in some rocket loons to try to force the Warden to go to the one side. It looks like he's just going to invis to help funnel the Warden to the left to go into the enemy Royal Champion and the scatter.
Yeah, the scatter is for sure dangerous defense, but that kind of timing is nice, so he doesn't need any spell support except the 1 rage, making sure that he's pushing his heroes into the right direction with the rocket loons and the support of some other troops. But that's a long way towards the town hall. I mean, if you're talking about somewhat safe attacks, this attack is everything but safe.
It really is. It's one of the attacks that you would say don't do in a situation like this, because it could result in that 1. But he's going for the risky 3-star. He wants to get it done. He wants to lock it up to try to have Synchronic advance and not have to worry about the final attack, as the Root Rider is pushing in to allow the Queen to follow. 3 rocket loons left, does have the Royal Champion, and I believe I did remember seeing a Rocket Spear on the Royal Champion, which, I mean, Rocket Spears, they save 2 stars in order to be able to try to save your wars, which 2 stars indeed can win wars, as the Royal Champion is deployed from the backside with her ability right away.
Yeah, getting that Fire Spitter out of the way, making sure that there is not too much damage then on the heroes. More rocket loons are coming in, and this attack is looking amazing. All heroes are still alive. He is celebrating. He knows that he has done it. Getting that 3-star in here is such a big relief, because this is now a 2-star lead going into the last match, and they have not just a 2-star lead, but as well a massive lead on percentage. And as long as there is not like Synchronic in the first qualifier when they dropped to the lower bracket in the prediction, that was just not smart whatsoever. But let's see if Temper is smarter and can pull this off, because there is a lot of damage on that Warden.
Quite a bit of damage on him as he is charging right through the enemy Royal Champion, trying to keep him alive. Gets through the Headhunter with ease, and the Headhunter, does not pull any of the Clan Castle, which is good. But let's see this Warden push his way through. And I'm assuming, yep, invis, fireball lands. It does not hit the ricochet cannon, which means that the Clan Castle remains up, but he does have a poison spell, so I don't think he was going for the Clan Castle.
Yeah, Clan Castle still staying up with the poison spell in his army capacity. This was not the goal whatsoever. The King and Queen funneling the top side, and now he's having to approach that Clan Castle with this annoying furnace behind those ice golems.
Yeah, that furnace can be quite annoying, but the Valkyries are there to help assist and push through the ice golem, then eventually make their way to the town hall as an overgrowth is used to the backside spitter and ricochet cannon, and he's already burned that Warden ability, which was the fireball, as he is having the King and Queen make their way straight to the top. But the Royal Champion is in the middle of the space and still has her ability.
Yeah, the Rocket Spear has been activated, but remember, as soon as the overgrowth is running out, this Royal Champion has a huge problem, because she's in all that damage, and there we go. Royal Champion checking out. She's gone.
Gone so quick. still has the king ability, which will be the spiky ball to run through. But he won't be able to open up the walls, except he does have some super wall breakers, I guess, to help benefit the queen to charge in. Decides to wall break off to the far right side of these Yetis. They're making their way around. But with a freeze and a handful of super barbs, there is a monolith still waiting on the backside of this base.
Yeah, the king ability is trying to delay it because I assume, yep, there's the spiky ball, so you try to get that onto most defense as possible. We have the archer queen ability still up there, but the Inferno Tower is out of reach.
Well, yeah, the multi-Inferno Tower definitely is. Queen could walk around. Giant can try to beat through the walls. The monolith does luckily go down. One super barb left here to send in. Queen's trying to stay alive. Does reach the mini prince here. Queen's getting through the wall. 23 seconds. Can send the super barb to the bottom side, I'd say, as the Tesla is distracted. Fantastic job there. Queen, though, dies off. Giant trying to push. What? The giant just... Those buildings went down so quick. It seemed like from one shot. Giga Bomb is there.
What?
Launches the giant over the wall. Has to walk back. Imagine that caused him to time fail and lose the war. But no, single triple here in this match, which will seal their fate. You have to be able to be delivering at least a single triple against teams like this, and it just wasn't their day. As now Mark is sending that Royal Champion straight into the Town Hall. Keep it as simple as possible. Take that Town Hall down early, and you lock it up.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he does, using the haste vial as well to get that Town Hall guaranteed. He even is not even waiting for the rotation of the Spirit Fox. He just spam invests those invisibility spells to a guaranteed 100% to take down the Town Hall, and as well keep the Fox alive, which is a really smart choice. But this means he has to now get, like, he doesn't have to get anything at this point, but I guess just for momentum, it's great to get another 3-star because they were looking really strong in this matchup.
They were, as now the Queen is down to the bottom side with the Golem. Troop launcher getting used. Valkyries coming in as he's pathing these Root Riders straight in towards the core, towards that monolith, as a Golem is trying to tank out in front. And there is the Overgrowth, which is clipping the monolith here, trying to protect the balloon and the Sneezy as he gets it, not popping the ward, and he's waiting as late as possible to pop this War Internal Tome into the core of the space as the Clan Castle has now all been lured out.
Clan Castle has been lured out, and the Furnace is going down as well. Hiding behind the Clan Castle, but no chance. The troop is going down. Warn ability as the Overgrowth is running out. And that monolith has to go down. The Valkyries are doing exactly that, but there is so much damage from every angle, and the Royal Champ has to somehow stay alive because she has no ability left anymore.
Yeah, that was a nice warden ability after the Overgrowth ward off so that he can get more value with his troops as they kind of split in a lot of different directions. And the Royal Champion is trying to stay alive, but unfortunately she goes down. Now we do have the King still on the outside to the left. Root Riders there. Queen's following. I believe we have, a few Valkyries up top, but they're going to go down to the enemy Royal Champion. And the Queen still hanging on to her ability, moving his way through with one invis left. And those rages... did he put Super Valks or something inside of his troop launcher?
Yeah, I mean, that rage is way too small for regular spells, so that has to be a Super Valkyrie inside that troop launcher, which is, I mean, there's a couple of troops which are really solid inside that that siege machine, like Ice Golems. I mean, Lothros like to run as well the Yeti. Super Valkyrie is quite decent as well, which sounds really strange saying that the Super Valkyrie is decent, but inside that siege machine it's pretty okay. We have as well possibly like Ice Golems, Droids are okay as well, so there's a couple of troops being solid when it comes down to the value.
Yeah, with that final giant making its way through the top side. One invis left. Queen's trying to follow through with only 5 seconds. It won't matter. Drops a headhunter to the top side, and it is enough for SYNCRONIC to take the victory.
And really, it's this this tournament, this bracket is so stacked. It is incredible.
It is a very hard run.
It looks like, because we have now played the entire first round in the upper and lower bracket. We had to say goodbye to Only Exceed and Tribe Gaming with the first two elimination matches, and now we're back up to the upper bracket where we have a family meeting